Olympus won a very back-and-forth matchup last night against American Fork to start this doubleheader in 2 days. Tonight they have a little bit of a tougher game as the 5-3 Uintah Utes make the long drive west to Holiday, Utah. Can the Lady Titans fight off the fatigue and finish non-region play on a 5-game win streak? That question will be answered tonight. This is Olympus Girls Basketball on OlyTV. I'm Lucas Pierce and I'm joined by
Miles Pierce.
Let's get into the storylines for tonight's matchup. Both of these teams come into this game relatively hot. Olympus has won 4 in a row and Uintah has won 4 out of their last 5. Their most recent games have gone differently though. Joss Baker once again led the Titans to a win, having most of her points come from the free throw line. It was a bit of an ugly game, but the Lady Titans were able to hold on and secure the 2-point win last night. Uintah, on the other hand, had a stinker against Judge High School, where they only totaled 36 points and lost by 18. They were led by Kennedy Morgan, who had 12 points. And I mentioned Morgan and Baker specifically because these two are the best players on the floor tonight. It will be fascinating to see how they match up with each other because Morgan tends to play center for the Utes and Baker tends to play guard despite being the tallest player on the team. So these two won't necessarily be going up against each other on each side of the court. How both of these coaches handle the positions of Baker and Morgan will be interesting to watch as both average more than 15 points a game. Another thing to pay attention to tonight is the style of play. Uintah much prefers to play a slow, sluggish, and defensive style of game, while Olympus, on the other hand, plays a much more balanced on each side of the ball and scores upwards of 50 points a game. So what type of game do we get tonight? A lower scoring game, and Uintah probably wins. A higher scoring game, and Olympus wins. Now let's get into the keys to the game with Miles.
Thanks, Lucas. Let's start with Olympus. Offensively, the Titans need to continue to feed Joss Baker the ball. Last night, she had a 24-point double-double, and this year Baker has been incredible and is definitely the biggest weapon for the Titans to utilize. Defensively, Olympus has to lock down Kennedy Morgan. Much like the Olympus offense, they have one extremely good superstar, and the rest of the team isn't nearly as good. So if the Titans are able to contain Morgan, they have a great chance to win. For Uintah, offensively, they got to get other players involved. As I mentioned earlier, they don't have much offensive firepower outside of Morgan. Only one player averages more than 5 points, being Emily Blake, so more players need to be utilized to win this game. On the defensive side, the Utes have to find a way to keep Joss Baker from being involved. She's by far the biggest threat on the court from paint and from deep, so the Utes have a path to win, but it all starts with the defense.
Thank you, Miles. And Kennedy Morgan has such a height advantage on these Titans. The junior center will probably be going up against Claire Hazen for the majority of the game unless Coach Hunsaker decides to switch and play Joss Baker at center. She hasn't this year because as Baker is committed to Southern Utah University, they have asked her to play guard here. And now we're going to step away for the national anthem. All right, welcome back. And now we're going to get your starting lineups eventually. It doesn't look like we will be having live stats tonight, so we'll try to keep track of who's scoring the most points for each team as best as we can. And then all of our Olympus stats from last night's game are provided by our great statistician, Jared Larson, who does all the stats for the guys' games and gives us some stats for the girls' games as well. We're going to start with the starting lineups for Uintah. It looks like it's going to be number 4, Lauren Labrum, the senior guard. She scored 12 points in Uintah's last game against Judge Memorial. Number 10, Kiera Manaya, the sophomore guard. She has 19 points on the year. Number 13, Taylor Smith, the sophomore guard, who is averaging 5.4 rebounds per game. Number 33, Emily Bake, the senior center. She won't be playing center, but it's registered as a center in Max Preps, and she averages about 7 points per game and 5 rebounds per game. And then number 40, the player we've talked about so much, Kennedy Moggan, the junior center, who averages 17 points per game and averages around 12 to 13 rebounds per game. What stands out in the Uintah starting lineup for you?
For me, it's the height difference. You see Kennedy Moggan already, Olympus doesn't really have anyone to compete with that. So if Uintah can get the ball underneath the basket and then she can just lay it in with not much defense.
And so we seem to be having some kind of trouble with the scoring and the starting lineups. So we're just waiting a little bit to get going in this one. This is the last game of the year 2024 for both of these teams. And I assume that Olympus will start region play when they come back. Uintah will have a non-region tournament before starting their region play. And now the Uintah starting lineups are getting introduced. I said them earlier, and we are going to, then I'll go over the Olympus starting lineups right now. It'll be number 5, Joss Baker, the senior forward/guard. She's 5'10". She's averaging 20 points per game, and last game she had a double-double with 24 points and 10 rebounds. Number 11, Tallulah Colton, the senior forward. She had 2 rebounds last game and has 19 points on the year. Number 15, Claire Hazen, the senior forward, who will likely be tasked with guarding Kennedy Moggan. She averages 6.4 points per game. Number 23, Tessa Cromar, the senior guard, who's in a little bit of a funk shooting right now. She averages around 8 points per game, has 20 rebounds on the year and 24 assists. And then Maddie Shimoda, the junior guard. She had 3 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 steals last game. What stands out to you about the Olympus starting lineup and who they will be starting the game with?
For me, it's Claire Hazen, because as you said, she's going to have to go up against Kennedy Moggan, which is no easy feat. And it'll be interesting to see how she does it. Is Olympus going to double team her, or is it just going to be on one-on-one for most of the game?
And I will be interested to see if Coach Hunsaker decides to put Joss Baker on Kennedy Moggan. It feels like, she still has a height advantage over Baker. No one's going to match up to her, but it may go a long way as Baker is the Titans' best defender and offensive shooter. It will be Baker and Moggan in the jump circle. The 2 players we are watching for both teams tonight, they both average more than 17 points per game, and we can expect both of them to have big games. And so we are ready to go here. Uintah wins the jump ball to start the game. And it's Lauren Labrum who loses control of the ball but gets it right back. Now it's Manaya, and they're going to go to Moggan. Her first shot is up, and it is no good. Baker comes down with the rebound.
Yeah, you already saw the difference already. Although she did not make the shot, it was light work for her to get that ball over everyone else.
Shimoda passes it to Baker, who's open from 3. That is an air ball. Didn't come close, and Uintah will get the ball right back.
Not very often you see that from Joss Baker. She runs this offense, and it's very not normal for her to have those types of shots.
It's Taylor Smith who passes to Manaya. Manaya tries to get it in to the player right there, but she turns it over to Tessa Cromar. Shimoda has it now, and Cromar is guarded by Labrum. Cromar's looking to drive. She's now guarded against Malgan. The Claire Hazen layup is good.
Excellent execution, getting the ball around in order to get that layup.
And now it's Uintah who's going to put up a shot of their own, and it is no good by Labrum, and Cromar's bringing it up the floor.
Uintah just struggling to get anything going on offense. That's now 2 possessions that they weren't able to get anything.
Baker's looking to drive. Her layup is up. It is no good. It rolls out. Colton comes down with the rebound. Hazen's mid-range jumper is good.
Claire Hazen already becoming a factor early. 4 points, and that accounts for all 4 of the Titans' points.
It's Taylor Smith who has it now. She's guarded by Shimoda. She has a lane. She's going to put up the floater. That one bounces around and in. Shimoda passes to Cromar now. She's guarded by Labrum. Colton setting the screen. And it's Shimoda who's looking to drive. Doesn't have much room, so she passes out to Baker, and Baker's going to move around the perimeter. Claire Hazen is open from 3. That one is good. Hazen's on fire early to start this one.
7 points already, and that's all of the Titans' points. Interesting to see how Uintah responds.
Hazen is already above what she's averaging per game this year, as Uintah is struggling to get any offense right now. They are having Baker guard Morgan, which is the key matchup tonight. They try to get it into Morgan, but Baker commits the foul.
Going back to Claire Hazen, as you said, she's already surpassed her average per game, and it's really incredible how quickly she's done that.
And now it is Brianna Kidiona, the sophomore forward, coming in for Tallulah Colton. She gets it in. The shot is blocked by Shimoda, though, and Cromar comes down with the rebound.
Yeah, already the Olympus defense is doing pretty well at containing the Uintah offense.
Baker's looking to drive. She's guarded by Morgan. Her step back floater is no good, and it's Morgan who comes down with the rebound.
Very uncharacteristical already from Joss Baker. That's 3 missed shots and 1 airballed 3 that just don't see very often.
Smith passes to Manaya. Manaya's going to try and go into Morgan, but it is a turnover. She wasn't able to handle the pass, so the Titans will get the ball back.
Yeah, another turnover for Uintah. That's now 4 on the night for them.
Shimoda's bringing it up the floor as we're 3 minutes into this one, and the Titans have an early 5-point lead. Baker has it. She's guarded by Manaya. Her step back jumper is good. It rolls in off the backboard, and Olympus is up to 9 points.
Great job by Baker getting back to scoring points after the 3 missed shots.
It's Lauren Labrum guarded by Claire Hazen. And now it's Emily Bake who has it. They get it to Morgan, who's guarded by Kidiona. Kidiona was great last night with a few rebounds. Morgan's going to put up the layup. That is no good, but they're going to call the foul on Kidiona, and Morgan will go to the free throw line.
Not really much of a way to stop that foul from happening. The size difference is just very big, and so that's probably the most that Olympus could have done.
Morgan's first free throw is up. It is no good. You can see that her free throw shot is very high arcing, as number 22, Anuka Gehring, comes into the game for Uintah. Her second one is up. That one is short as well, but Uintah comes down with the rebound. It's Gehring who comes up with it. Labrum guarded by Kidiona. A lot of contact by the Titans, but no foul called. It's Emily Bake who has it now, and she gets it to Gehring. Now it's Taylor Smith who's guarded by Tessa Cromar. Bake's mid-range jumper is no good, and Kidiona comes down with the rebound.
Uintah just struggling on offense early on.
Hazen's layup is no good. Can she get her own rebound? No, but Kidiona does. Now Baker is double teamed as she's trying to drive. She passes it out to Cromar, who's open from three. It's no good, but the Titans get the rebound once again. It's Claire Hazen. She tries to pass it into Kidiona. That goes off the foot of Magan and out of bounds.
Claire Hazen already becoming a pretty big factor in this game. The early 7 points, and she's continuously getting rebounds as well.
So it will be Tessa Cromar inbounding from the Titans end right there. They get it into Baker. Her layup is good. Great play design on the inbounds play.
Yeah, great inbounds pass right there. You had Baker coming around, and then you were able to flip it to her for the easy layup.
And Uintah's going to call a timeout here as we're just halfway through the first quarter. The Titans are out to a hot start. They're up 11-2 with a 9-point lead.
Yeah, already early on, Uintah's struggling to keep up with this Olympus style of offense. They just move really quickly and aren't able to keep up.
And for Uintah, they've been trying to go to Magan early in this one. They haven't had much success. Olympus has put together a good plan so far to stop her.
Yeah, what stands out is that they actually went with Josh Baker on the matchup with Magan, and it seems to be working out pretty well so far.
They also had Kidiona on that last defensive possession for the Titans, who guarded Magan very well. So that'll have to continue tonight for the Titans. But you couldn't have asked for a better start, and it would be really big for them to get out to a big lead so that if that fatigue sets in the second half, as they're playing back 2 games in 2 days, that they have some cushion.
Yeah, definitely.
It's Taylor Smith who brings it up. That's nearly stolen away by Cromar, but Gehring passes to Elson, whose shot is no good, and Baker comes down with the rebound.
Uintah just seems to be throwing that ball up and nothing's been able to land in the basket.
Baker drives, her layup is an air ball, and it's Gehring who's bringing it up the floor.
Uintah's got to score on this possession. They're already down 9 against this Olympus offense, which can score fast.
They're going to Magan. Her layup is no good, and Colton comes down with the rebound.
He had the right matchup right there, just Magan couldn't get the layup.
Now it's Baker who passes to Hazen. Her 3 is up. It is no good. Interesting choice to shoot that one. The possession felt a little rushed for the Titans.
Yeah, I would have liked to see them wait and let the offense develop.
And so Sophia Pope, number 3, checks in for Uintah. It's Taylor Smith who passes to Pope. Her layup is no good, but they're going to call a travel, so it wouldn't have counted even if she made it.
Uintah just can't catch a break. They're turning the ball over a lot, and none of the shots that they're shooting are able to get it.
Cromar is going to bring it up the floor for the Titans with 2:32 left in the first quarter. It's Hazen who's guarded by Magan. She gets it, passes it to Kidiona, who isn't able to control it, but the Titans get it back. We'll see what Josh Baker can do here. She passes to Hazen. Hazen's trying to get around Magan. Her shot is no good. It doesn't hit the rim, and that'll be a jump ball for the Titans, and it looks like Uintah has possession.
Yeah, Uintah got a break there, getting the jump ball, and now they have to score. I'd like to see them get it to Magan just for the easy layup.
And so we seem to be having some sort of scoring issue with the possession arrow that's not displayed on the scoreboards tonight, but I'm pretty sure that should be Olympus's ball, though, because Uintah won the opening tip.
Yeah, if that's true, then Uintah just doesn't really have any luck going on right now.
Looks like we did get it sorted out, though, and it will be Titans' ball. Tessa Cromar is going to be throwing it into a Titan. She gets to Kidiona, but that is blocked by Magan. Her 27th block of the year, and then we have a personal foul on Tallulah Colton.
Yeah, that's what Uintah does best. They get the blocks, and they just They just are able to move the ball down the court. They got to get Moggen more involved in scoring and in blocks.
Taylor Smith is bringing up the floor. She has 31 points this season for Uintah. Now it's Gehring trying to move around Cromar. Moggen's going to drive on Kidiona. Her shot is up. It is no good. Looks like it may have been blocked. Now it is Ellison whose shot is no good. 2 air balls on that possession for Uintah.
Yeah, and really multiple air balls all game long for Uintah.
Cromar gets it to Kidiona. Her layup is up and good. Great pass by Cromar to find Kidiona open in the paint.
Yeah, Olympus is doing a very good job of passing the ball around the defense to get those layups.
Smith passes it to Ellison. Baker tried to steal it away, but she isn't able to. The 3 for Gehring is up. It is good. A much-needed 3 points for Uintah, and they're down by 8 now.
Yeah, Uintah really had to score on that possession, which they did, and now they got themselves back in the game.
Cromar passes to Baker, and Baker's looking to drive. She's guarded by Moggen now and passes it to Cromar. Colton is open. Nice move right there by Colton.
Yeah, this Olympus offense is looking pretty good right now. The 15 points in the first quarter, and they've done an excellent job at keeping Moggen away from the block shot.
Cromar nearly got the steal right there, and the shot is up. It is no good. It looked like that might have been another air ball, and Hazen comes down with the rebound. It's Baker bringing it up the floor. She finds Cromar, who is going to shoot the 3. That one is no good, and Uintah gets the rebound. It's Smith bringing it up the floor, and she passes to Gehring. Her 3 is up. It is no good, short, but she gets her own rebound. They're going to go to Moggen now, who's guarded by Kidiona. Her shot is no good. Another air ball for Uintah.
Yeah, the air balls just keep on coming, and it seems like it's never going to end.
The Titans are going to get the final shot of this quarter. Hazen's 3 is up. It is no good, and Moggen gets the rebound, and there is no foul called right there. That was an interesting, I don't know how a foul wasn't called there.
Very questionable call. Moggen slammed Colton to the ground right there, and just don't see how you can't call a foul.
There was clearly some frustration right there. I don't know how the refs don't, I mean, they have to call a personal foul, but you'd have to assume that's a flagrant too.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, the Titans do have a 10-point lead at the end of the first quarter. It is 15-5, and their defense has been outstanding tonight.
Yeah, definitely. The question going into this game was how they were going to limit Kennedy Moggen, and she has not really had an impact on this game. Sure, she had the block shot on the defensive side, but offensively, they just can't get anything going.
And for the Titans, leading the way on offense has actually been Claire Hazen. She has been fantastic for the Titans, and she scored the first 7 points of the game for them.
I know, very unexpected. You normally expect Olympus offense to run through Joss Baker, which it has most of the season, but it's these non-superstar players who are beginning to step up.
And the Titans need that if they want to get deep into the playoffs this year.
Yeah, because if Joss Baker gets like 2 fouls in the first half, they're going to have to pull her, and other players have to step up.
And it looks like it will be Uintah ball. No foul called on Moggen after the refs discussed it.
Didn't even look like they were going for a rebound at all. They were just don't know how you can't call a foul.
Just a frustration play by Moggen. And Ellison is guarded by Annie Erickson, who's inserted into the game for the Titans along with Grace Schwartz. Uintah passes around. Pope is open from mid-range. She drains it.
You'd like to see Uintah get something going on the offensive side. It can't always run through Moggen, so the mid-range and three-point line, they got to use to their advantage.
It's Erickson who's guarded by Ellison. Erickson passes to Kidiona. Her layup will be no good, but Colton comes down with the rebound. She's going to put up a shot of her own. It is no good, and it'll be out of bounds off of the Titans.
Pretty good job by Colton getting the rebound there. Just the height difference in the paint is the difference.
Never mind, it looks like it will be Olympus ball after a Foul is called. The inbounds pass is tipped, but it gets to Erickson. Her shot is no good. It's an air ball, and Kidiona gets the rebound. Schwartz passes it into Erickson, and now Kidiona's looking to get to the... She gets under the basket, she puts up a shot, and she gets fouled.
Titans are utilizing that bounce pass very well so far, and that's how they're able to score.
So Kidiona will be at the line. She has 2 points early in this game. Her first one is up, and it is no good. Rolls around the rim and out as Eliza Johnson, the senior guard, is checking in for the Titans, and Joss Baker comes out of the game.
Yeah, this is the first time this game that the Titans will be without Joss Baker, so we're going to see those other players start to step up.
Her second free throw is up. That one is good, and the Titans now push their lead up to 9. It's Taylor Smith bringing up the floor. She's guarded by Johnson. Now Ellison has it. She's looking to drive. Good defense by Erickson, as she didn't have any room to move Ellison. And now they're going to try and get it into Morgan, but great defense by Colton. Uintah gets the ball, though, and Morgan's open from 3. She's going to shoot it. That one is no good. She still doesn't have any points tonight.
Yeah, and it's not like she's not getting the open looks. She's getting them, just can't seem to catch a break.
Schwartz is looking to drive now. She's hounded by Uintah, and they're going to call a jump ball, which will be a turnover for the Titans. Never mind, it won't be a turnover. The possession arrow favored Olympus, so it'll be Schwartz inbounding near the under the basket area. And Tessa Cromar is checking in for Brianna Kidiona.
I'd like to see Olympus try the inbounds play like they did earlier with rolling someone out and then getting the basket.
They had Eliza Johnson open right there, but they find Annie Erickson open under the basket, and she scores.
Excellent execution. You got the 2 players looking like Grace Schwartz was going to pass it out to the 3-point line, which opened up the paint in order to get the layup.
It's an impressive inbounds play when you have 2 people wide open and they can make their shots. And that'll be a turnover on Uintah after some miscommunication right there. It was Lauren Labram who accidentally hit the pass away from Ellison.
The Utes just aren't getting anything going. They're airballing, and they're turning the ball over very much.
Schwartz passes to Cromar, and Cromar's looking to drive. Her shot is no good, but she is fouled on her way up, and she will be headed to the free throw line. That is Uintah's 3rd foul in less than 2 minutes of the second quarter, which bodes well for the Titans, who could be in the bonus here soon. The first one for Cromar is good.
Yep.
The Titans extend their lead.
It's been a very sloppy half of basketball for the Utes.
Her second one is up. It is no good. And who comes down with it? It's Ellison for Uintah. And now Manaya's bringing up the floor. Manaya's guarded by Cromar. She's moving around the perimeter. Now she passes it to Pope. Pope's floater is no good, but Bake comes down with the rebound. She lays it up and in.
Yeah, great job by Emily Blake getting the easy layup.
Schwartz is open from 3. That one rolls out, but Colton comes down with the rebound. Now it's Cromar who's going to try a 3. That one is no good, and Ellison comes down with the rebound.
Both teams are not shooting the ball well from the 3-point line.
Ellison's going to put the floater up. That one is no good, but Uintah gets the rebound. Now it's Pope who's going to shoot the 3. That one does not go in the hoop, and it'll be Titans ball. A sloppy 2 possessions right there for both teams.
Yeah, definitely. You get the turnover, and then Uintah just isn't able to score.
Johnson brings it up the floor, and now it's Shimoda who's guarded by Pope. Shimoda's moving the offensive round, and now Schwartz has it. Schwartz passes it to a cutting Shimoda, and she is fouled on the shot. So the Titans will be back at the free throw line.
Yeah, we're now 1 foul away from getting the Titans back into the bonus.
Shimoda has 25 points on the year, now 26 with that free throw. Coming back in for the Uintah Utes is Kennedy Moggen. And coming out for the Titans is Tessa Cromar. The second one is no good by Shimoda, but Baker comes down with the rebound. She's triple teamed right there. Great passing by the Titans to find an open Johnson, whose floater is up. It is no good. Kidiona comes down with the rebound though, and now we're gonna have a jump ball called. This time it'll go in favor of Uintah. And so they will be inbounding under the basket.
Yeah, now that Kennedy Moggen has had like the few minutes of rest to regroup, let's see what she can do now.
Again, she still has no points on the night so far. And it's Uintah's most prolific scorer. She's guarded right there, and that is another contact-filled play, and there was no offensive foul called on Moggen. They find Schwartz, who passes it right back to Shimoda. The Titans are moving quickly as it's Johnson who has it. Schwartz finds Baker open, and she's gonna lay it up and in, plus the foul. Great job by Baker to move through contact and get the ball into the hoop.
That's what Baker is so good at doing, getting the ball in the hoop and then drawing the fouls.
Baker was at the free throw line so much last night. That's where she had most of her points. And she only missed one, so she's the Titans' most efficient free throw shooter. The free throw is up, and it is good. So the Titans now have a 23-9 lead. This game is being played on their terms. They're scoring a lot of points, and Uintah just can't match it.
Yeah, the Utes just aren't giving that much fight. Like, they get the open looks, they just can't get the ball in the basket.
As you can see right there, as Moggen's finally going to get her first points, and it's going to be an and one.
Hopefully this can be the beginning of something for the Uintah offense. That's Moggen's first points, as you just mentioned, and now they got to get a defensive stop after these free throws.
The Titans also have to be good here in that situation with not fouling and trying to get the rebound. When you give Uintah so many chances to put the ball in the hoop, they're going to do it eventually. The free throw is no good, but Uintah comes down with the rebound, and Kidiona gets it.
Yeah, going back to Olympus needing to get the rebounds, they really lack the size advantage compared to Uintah, which will be difficult for them to match.
Hazen's trying to get around the Uintah defenders, and she passes it out to Shimoda. Now it's Eliza Johnson who has it. She was guarded by Labrum. Cromar, and they're going to call a 3-second for some kind of second violation on the Titans, and Uintah gets the ball back.
Okay, now Uintah, they got the shot last time from Moggen, so now they got to score again in order to keep themselves in this game.
We're halfway through the second quarter. They're going to go to Moggen again. Her turnaround jumper is no good, but Uintah gets the rebound. It's Bake right there, and we will have another jump ball, which goes in favor of the Titans this time.
Now 4 jump balls on the night, and it's 2 for each team, or the possession over each team, and the turnovers are really coming back to bite Uintah.
It's Shimoda bringing it up the floor right now. Johnson nearly isn't able to control that pass, but she gets it. Hazen's going to drive now. Her layup is no good, and Moggen comes down with the rebound. And now she's bringing it up the floor. And now she stops. And that is a foul on Cromar. Too much contact on the arm.
Yeah, Olympus was trying to have that full court press right there in order to get a turnover.
Inbounding the ball for the Lady Utes, it'll be Gehring. Kiera Manaya has it now. She passes it to Labrum. Labrum has some room. Her mid-range jumper is no good, but another offensive rebound for the Utes. Labram loses control. She's able to get it back. And another offensive rebound for the Utes. And they reset on offense. They nearly turn the ball over. Hazen isn't able to control it. And the jumper is good for Emily Bake.
Yeah, Olympus just can't give the Utes that many chances right there. That's like 3 offensive rebounds, and it resulted in a Utes bucket.
And I think you can tell the Titans are definitely missing Joss Baker's presence on the defensive side. Shimoda passes it to Cromar. Cromar doesn't have much room, so she gets it to Johnson. Titans trying to put something together on offense as the shot clock is down to 5. Johnson's three-pointer is no good. That'll be an air ball and go the way of the Uintah Utes.
Really for both offensives, you've seen multiple air balls.
And Olympus is in the bonus, but they haven't really used that advantage they have in the second quarter.
Yeah, they were fouled a lot early on in the second quarter, and they just haven't as of late.
It's Labram who has it now. Olympus's defense now in a little bit of a zone. Double teaming defenders on the perimeter. Uintah doesn't have much room right now. They're just passing it around the perimeter. It's Smith who has it now. Her mid-range jumper is good, plus the foul. That is an impressive shot by Taylor Smith to get the ball in the hoop while getting contacted on the jumper.
Excellent job by Taylor Smith. And now the Utes have gotten something going on offense. They're continuously getting the buckets, and then their defense has come through. They've forced Olympus to turn the ball over, and they haven't really made a bucket since then.
Morgan is now coming in for Henline on these free throws from number 13, Taylor Smith. The sophomore guard had 3 points in her last game against Judge High School. She misses that free throw, and Schwartz passes to Hazen, who's going to lay it up and in. Great vision and great shot by Hazen.
Yeah, great execution on the inbound pass. You see the Olympus offense move very quick down the court, and you saw it again right there.
Morgan's going to put the layup up. It is no good, and Colton comes down with it. Schwartz brings it up the floor right now for the Titans. We'll see what she can do here. Now it's Hazen who has it. They find Kidiona, who is trying to cut to the paint. Colton nearly travels right there, but she passes to Hazen, whose three is up, and it's good. Hazen is now 2 for 3 on the night from three-point land.
Yeah, pretty much the only person who's scored from behind the arc all game.
They try to get it into Morgan, but it's stolen away by the Titans. It's Schwartz who controls it and brings it up the floor right now. We'll see if the Titans hold for the final shot or if they go quickly. Cromar does slow it down. But she takes a tumble, somehow gets it to Hazen, who passes it right to Taylor Smith. There's 12 seconds for the Utes, and that's a foul on Tallulah Colton. And it's Annie Erickson who's going to come in for Brianna Kidiona.
Going back to that Olympus possession, they had a chance to get that last shot. They just, her falling down and then the turnover to pass it right to the Uintah defender.
And Uintah's going to use their second timeout of this game, so they will have 3 for the second half. Titans still haven't used one, of course. And so what do you think Uintah tries to draw up during this timeout?
You have 11 seconds, so I think that if you get the ball down the court fast enough, you can set up a layup for Kennedy Morgan, which she hasn't really been good at all game long. But you got to get her going because she is key if Uintah wants a chance to win this game.
And so for the Titans, they're going to try and hold on to this 13-point lead they have. Their offense has been on fire, much improved from last night.
Yeah, and that starts with Claire Hazen, someone who we really didn't expect to be that good tonight. She's 2 for 3 from three-point land and has really been Olympus's best scorer.
And so Uintah will be inbounding the ball right by their bench. It'll be Gehring throwing it into Taylor Smith. What does Uintah do here? There's less than 10 seconds left. Smith gets it to Gehring. Her three is up. That one is good. Some momentum for Uintah as Schwartz is going to heave it. That one doesn't come close. And so, despite that three-pointer, the Titans will still take a lead into halftime. It is 28-18. What stood out in that first half?
The Olympus defense and really the team overall. Let's start with the defense. They've done an excellent job of locking down Kennedy Moggen, and you didn't really know what to expect if it was going to be power versus power with Joss Baker. And Olympus has done an excellent job. And if Uintah wants a chance to win, they got to get her involved. Now with the Olympus offense, they've been incredible. Claire Hazen has been great from the three-point line, and really everything's been working.
All right, so that'll take us into halftime. Your score 28-18.
You with the ball to start the half.
Welcome back to Olympus High School. Olympus has a 28-18 lead. I'm Lucas Pierce.
And I'm Miles Pierce.
And we'll see what Uintah can do on this opening possession. Manaya gets it in to Morgan, who turns the ball over to Shimoda, and now it's Baker bringing it up the floor.
Yeah, Uintah really didn't carry that momentum that they got at the end of the first half, and now we're going to see how Olympus bounces back.
Baker doesn't have much room. She's double teamed. Hazen's three is up. It is good. Hazen's been on fire from three in this one, and the Titans extend their lead to 13 points.
Hazen can't miss from three right now. She's 3 for 4 on the night, and she's been very good.
It's Manaya who's looking to drive. Her shot is up. It is no good, and Baker comes down with the rebound. Baker passes it to Shimoda, who passes it to Cromar. Titans moving the ball around the perimeter as Hazen sets a screen. Hazen's open for a deep 2. That one is good. Claire Hazen just cannot miss tonight wherever she's on the floor.
She's on fire. She's shooting the ball well from deep and the mid-range. It's very incredible.
And so it's Taylor Smith who's bringing it up the floor. Lauren Labrum. And it looks like there is a foul on Uintah, an offensive, or maybe it's a violation instead. Nonetheless, the Titans get the possession back, and Shimoda bringing it up the floor.
Yeah, Uintah had to score on that first possession of the second half to really show that they're still in this game.
Cromar's 3 is no good, and it's Emily Bake who comes down with the rebound. Calden with some contact trying to get that turnover, but it's Smith who has the ball. But Cromar steals it away. She's moving up the floor. Can she put the layup up? She can't, but she's fouled on the way up.
Going back to what I was saying with the Uintah offense, they really needed to score quick and early. They just haven't done that. They're struggling very much right now.
Cromar will be at the free throw line. The Titans offense has 33 points tonight. They just need 12 more points and they will already have surpassed their total that they scored last night against American Fork.
Yeah, it's a completely different story from last night. Last night it was pretty sloppy with many turnovers, and now they're able to shoot the ball very well tonight.
And it was American Fork. American Fork had a high advantage all around the court, and so I think it was a bad matchup for the Titans, despite American Fork being now 1-7. This is a bit of an easier matchup. I know Kennedy Morgan is so tall, but the Titans have managed it well. Uintah's moving it around. The mid-range jumper is no good, and it's Baker who gets the rebound. And Shimoda who's going to navigate the offense for the Titans.
Once again, a difficult possession for Uintah. They just cannot get anything going.
Shimoda passes it to Baker. Hazen setting some screens. Baker's open from 3. That one is no good. And we have a foul called on Shimoda.
Foul number 24 for the Titans.
Yeah, early on in this game and in the second half, the Titans have done excellent job at containing Kennedy Morgan. And even though she's getting the open looks, she just can't seem to get one to fall in.
And Uintah is going to have to find some kind of offense in this second half, and they're going to have to find it quickly because Olympus is extending their lead, and they're now up by 17. The layup right there is no good. Gehring isn't able to put it in the hoop, and now it's Baker who's running up the court.
Uintah had the best chance of the night when they were only down 10 at halftime, and they just haven't done anything since then.
Cross-court pass from Baker, and now it's Hazen who's trying to get around the double team. She does pass it to Shimoda, who gets it to Baker. And now Baker's driving to the hoop. Her shot is up, and that somehow bounces in.
Yeah, Uintah looks pretty lost as a whole. Their defense is allowing points at a rapid rate, and they just cannot answer back.
Smith is looking to drive on Shimoda. They pass it out. That is Labrum, who hits the open 3. Much needed 3 from Uintah to cut the lead to 16, or cut the deficit to 16.
Very needed. They were only down 10 at halftime, and that's their first points of the half.
Cromar's layup is good. She navigated around 3 Uintah defenders right there. Smith passes it to Labrum, and it's Gehring who has it right now. Cromar tried to steal it away right there. She nearly did. And it will be Titans basketball. What great effort by Tessa Cromar right there to recognize that she could try and get that steal and draw the jump ball.
Yeah, definitely, especially because the possession arrow was pointing toward Olympus, and that's multiple times this game that both teams have gone for the jump ball.
We're now halfway through this third quarter. The Titans have an 18-point lead. Baker's trying to get around Minaya right here. We'll see if she can do that. She is able to. Her layup is good. Didn't need a pass right there. They just got it to Baker, and she did all the work on the offensive side.
Yeah, the Uintah defense is just not done a great job at containing the offense really all game long, and they can't answer back.
Titans put a double team on Morgan, but she is able to put the shot into the hoop for her 4th point tonight.
Very uncharacteristic. As mentioned earlier, she's averaging 17 points per game, and that's only her 4th.
The Titans get it into Joss Baker, but they turn the ball over, and now Uintah has some numbers, and they are going to call a double team or a double dribble pass right there on Uintah.
Yeah, Uintah just cannot really catch a break all game long. They're airballing shots, they're turning the ball over, and they cannot score for the life of them in the second half.
They only have 23 points last night. In their last game, they only scored 36, so they're clearly going through it on the offensive side. Screen right there by Hazen puts Morgan down on the floor, but the 3 is no good, and now Uintah's running up the floor quickly. It's Smith who passes it to Ellison. Her 3 is up. It is no good. Barely hit the rim, and Baker comes down with the rebound.
Yeah, just another bad possession offensively for the Utes.
Looks like Grace Schwartz is getting ready to check in as the Titans look to put some more points on the board. They're up by 18. Baker's 3 is good. And Cromar steals it away nearly steals it away right there. Uintah somehow able to come down with possession.
Yeah, as you're seeing, the Titans offense is really starting to come to life. You got the Joss Baker 3, and then almost a steal right there for the defense. They've just been very good all night long.
Morgan isn't able to control that pass, and Shimoda now throws it up the court to Cromar. They try to get it into Kidiona, but Morgan knocks. It looks like Morgan knocked it away right there. Somehow they're going to call that off of the Titans, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Morgan was the one who hit that out, especially based on her reaction. And not going for it again. I just don't know what call was there.
And they just switched the call, so it will be Titans ball. That's the right call because it looked pretty obvious from up here.
Yeah, I was confused for a minute what they were doing right there. It looked like it was for sure out on Morgan, which it was.
Eliza Johnson, who's now into the game, gets it into Hazen, and we'll see what Baker does here. Baker gets it into Hazen. Her shot is no good, but Kidiona puts the offensive rebound back up and in.
Uintah defense is just struggling. That's like 4 or 5 straight possessions where the Titans have scored, and Uintah has got to answer now.
It's Gehring who got some room from Baker for a moment right there, but now Uintah's passing it around. Gehring is guarded by Baker. Her 3 is up, though. It is not able to bounce in, and the Titans' Claire Hazen comes down with the rebound. Schwartz passes it to Eliza Johnson as the Titans try to go quickly, but now they have to slow it down a little bit. Baker's driving. She lays it up and in. What a move by Joss Baker to get around the defenders.
Excellent Euro step by Joss Baker. And that's what she's good at. She's maneuvering around the defenders and getting layups.
Gehring now passes it to Taylor Smith, and Smith gets it to Manaya. The Uintah is trying to drive, but they just have no room to. The Titans have done so good defending the paint tonight. The screen is set, and the mid-range jumper is no good. Baker comes down with the rebound. And the Titans are going to go quickly. It's Claire Hazen who passes to Brianna Kidiona. She lays it up and in. Great passing by the Titans up the floor.
Yeah, definitely, and that's what you see out of Grace Schwartz. That's now multiple times she's able to get the ball down the court very quickly in order for the offense to score.
Schwartz may not be a prolific scorer for the Titans, but she does a good job of distributing the ball to the other Olympus players. Bake is guarded by Kidiona, and now it's Ellison who's going to put up the final shot for Uintah, but a foul is called on the Titans. So Javery Ellison, the sophomore forward, will be at the free throw line.
Yeah, this is a quick way for Uintah to try and score again. I mean, it's been a disaster of a third quarter already, being outscored 22-5, just really not what you want.
The first free throw is up, and it is good. It has been a this is probably the best performance of the Titans early this season, and you can't ask for much more as they're going to go into winter break and start region play on the 3rd. The second free throw is no good, and Schwartz comes down with the rebound. Baker attempts. Did she really attempt to shoot it?
I can't tell if that was trying to shoot it or just trying to get the ball down the court.
Anyway, the Titans, what a performance they had in that 3rd quarter. It has not been close as they are more than doubling the Utes score. It is 50-24 as we start this 4th quarter.
Yeah, going into this game, the question was to see how Uintah matches up against Olympus, and it has been one-sided all game long, really, especially on offense. The Olympus offense has been incredible all game long. 50 points already is incredible, and they haven't really done that all season long. So it's very important for them to gain momentum, and if they hang on to this game, it would be a 5-game win streak going into the break.
And the Titans started out 0-3 on the season. It really was, and it wasn't like they weren't in any games though. They were in every game, and they had the opportunity, and they were in each and every game. They had the opportunity to win against Timpview. They only lost by 6. They had the opportunity to win against Cottonwood, where it went into double overtime and they lost by 3. So this team is better than the record says they are.
Yeah, definitely. They're able to play games close. Just sometimes they just can't finish the job.
One thing we are also monitoring tonight, it is the inaugural college football playoff, and the second half just started. We wanted to update all of our college football fans as Notre Dame has a 17-3 lead over Indiana. And as we have a blowout, some of our viewers can go watch that game. Moggen passes into the paint, and the layup is good. Right there, it's Annika Gehring.
Only her 6 points on the night, and going into this game, you expected her to be the biggest threat for the Titans, and they've done an excellent job at containing her.
Tessa Cromar is called for a traveling violation. And now Uintah gets a chance to cut into the deficit a little bit. They try and get it into Moggen, but Baker steals it away, and we're going to see if she's going to go to the hoop or pass it out. She does go to the hoop. Her shot is short, and it's Ellison who gets the rebound and passes it to Minaya.
I would have liked Baker to wait a little bit. It was 1v3 in the paint and just didn't really get a good shot.
They're going to get it into Moggen, and they're going to call an offensive foul on her as Eliza Johnson went down to the ground. Moggen not really happy with that call, neither is the Uintah coach, but they are down by 24.
Yeah, being down by 24 points, you got to find a way to find some positives to get out of this game. Like, you expected this game to be close, and it just really hasn't been.
Cromar was open from 3, but she decides to pass it around the perimeter. Shimoda finds Cromar. She tries to drive, but the ball goes off of Moggen. And a timeout is called by Coach Hunsaker of the Titans, so they will avoid the turnover. Nice timeout call.
Yeah, definitely, because they had turned the ball over and it was out of bounds, and getting that timeout off just gives them more time to shoot the ball.
And so the Titans have not scored in this 4th quarter yet, but they still do hold a 24-point lead. And I think their main goal on offense now is to just let that clock go down a little bit.
Yeah, and that's how important that 3rd quarter was. You were able to build a very big lead, and now if Uintah starts to come back into it, you already have a big enough lead that seems insurmountable.
And as Sweet Caroline is playing on the PA speakers, both teams come out of their timeout. We'll see what Coach Hunsaker draws up. on this inbounds play right at the Olympus Y. Baker wasn't really paying attention to the ball right there, but she still does control it. What a spin move right there. She isn't able to put the layup down, though, and a foul is called.
Really good move by Baker, getting around the defenders, just couldn't get the layup in.
And it looks like the foul goes on a Uintah player.
Uintah just can't catch a break right now. Their offense is struggling, and so is their defense.
It was either on Kennedy Morgan or Kiera Minaya. I couldn't tell which one. Baker has it. She's triple teamed. A jump ball is called, and it will go the way of the Titans.
It's now 7 jump balls on the night.
Clock hasn't been able to drain much on this possession. We've had a whole bunch of stoppages. Eliza Johnson passes to Cromar, who's open from 3. That one is no good. Cromar has been cold from deep. Shimoda's open now. She's going to shoot the 3, and it goes in.
Much needed shot by Shimoda. She's been struggling over the last few games, and it's very, very important for her to gain momentum right now.
Ellison's very high arcing shot is no good, and Johnson brings it up the court. Johnson is moving quickly. Now she passes it to Baker. Baker's thinking about the 3, but she turns the ball over. And now it's a 3-on-1 for the Uintah Utes. Can they put the ball in the hoop? Morgan gets the offensive rebound, and she puts the layup in.
That's what Kennedy Morgan is so good at, is getting rebounds and just putting the ball back in.
Shimoda passes it to Baker. It looked like Baker wasn't expecting that pass, as she just drives to the hoop with ease.
Yeah, not much of a challenge for her. She just drives and she shoots.
There wasn't much resistance from Uintah either. Smith is driving. She is not able to put the shot in off the backboard, and now it's Ellison who's going to shoot the 3. It bounces off, and Shimoda is going to bring it up the court right now.
Seems like Uintah has been cold all night from 3, and you saw it once again.
Eliza Johnson went a little bit too fast right there, and Uintah gets another possession as we near the halfway mark of this 4th quarter. The Utes passing it around the perimeter. It's Ellison, the sophomore, who has it now, and that is a foul on Tallulah Colton. That's got to be her 3rd or 4th on the night. One thing that I've really seen the Titans improve in this back-to-back games is their foul trouble. Especially, you really saw it against Box Elder last week, where they just couldn't stay out of it. They were averaging 21 fouls a game at then, and now they're down. Now their season average on the game is down to 19.
Yeah,
so you're
very
seeing
much
some improvement.
Improved.
We have a blocking foul on Grace Schwartz right there. Minaya doesn't have much room. She's guarded tightly by Shimoda, and a timeout is called by Uintah.
Yeah, as you've seen, the Olympus offense has slowed down significantly from the 3rd quarter. Only 5 points this quarter compared to the 22 that they had in the 3rd. And as you mentioned, they're just trying to drain out the clock now.
And it was good that they have such a big lead, because now you have to imagine some fatigue is setting in. It's really, you don't see a lot of high school teams play so many games in so many days.
Yeah.
Especially high school girls basketball. So this is good for the Titans to have such a big lead. They don't have to continue scoring at such a high rate.
Yeah, it has to be very tiring on them. Last night you were in a close one, and now you're able to get some restful 4th quarter now that you've built such a big lead.
With 4:20 left in this ball game, the Titans have a 55-28 lead. It's been their best of the performance of the season, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely, and that comes after a close one last night in back-to-back games.
Uintah barely gets the ball in. It's Taylor Smith who's guarded by Shimoda. Now Manaya has it, and she's guarded by Claire Hazen, who's been absolutely on fire on the offensive side. The pass is tipped away right there by Josh Baker, and it's Ellison who passes it to Lauren Labrum, and the shot goes off the rim.
The offensive struggles just keep going for the Utes.
Hazen nearly has it stolen away. Somehow the Titans are able to keep it from having a backcourt violation. Shimoda with the nice pump fake, but she misses the floater. And then we have a foul on Maddie Shimoda, so the possession will go back to the Utes.
Going back to the start of that possession, it's really impressive by the Titans in order to retain possession and just drain more clock.
Number 13, Taylor Smith passes it to Lauren Labrum. Her floater is up, it is good. So Uintah now is at 30 points tonight. Their offense is doing about the same thing that they did against Judge. Hazen's three is up, and that one is no good, as Josh Baker is clearly pushed out of bounds, but no foul is called.
Yeah, it's another missed foul call. I thought for sure they were going to call a foul.
And it is Uintah ball after it was last touched by Josh Baker.
Okay, now for Uintah, they just got to take some positives from this game, as I already mentioned. Like, take chances with those threes in order to build some momentum.
Morgan's shot is good, but it is an offensive foul as she put her elbow out and struck it to Josh Baker's chest. We're now under 3 minutes left in this one. The Titans have a 25-point lead. Schwartz tries to move around the Colton screen. Schwartz is open from three. That one does not bank in, and Ellison comes down with the rebound, and a foul is called on Colton.
Yeah, you can already see that the Olympus offense is starting to wear down. I mean, back-to-back games is not very easy to do, and building this lead was very important because of that.
And that is a technical foul on the Uintah bench, I guess. Not sure what the coach has not been happy all night. So you have to assume it just hit a breaking point, as Baker will be at the free throw line for the Titans, their best free throw shooter. The first one is no good. And it's always interesting with these free throws with nobody surrounding the paint as they normally do. Do you think that gets into the shooter's head a little bit?
Yeah, it might, because then you're just all alone and no one's watching you to, like, you're not worrying about the rebound, you're just focusing on the shot, and you can get into your head a little bit.
Because I feel like you see that in a whole bunch of basketball games where it's almost harder to make the free throws where nobody is around you and it's just you. Schwartz passes it to Colton. Colton gets it back to Schwartz. Titans just draining that clock as they move around the perimeter. Now it's Baker who's driving. She is able to draw the foul. She tried to go in between Morgan and Ellison right there.
Yeah, once again, you're seeing how good Josh Baker is at drawing the foul.
The first one is good.
Going back to what you said about how it might be more difficult if you're shooting the free throw all alone with no one around you, you just saw her make it with the people around you.
Baker hasn't been as efficient from the line as she was last night, but she also hasn't had as many chances, and the Titans have a much bigger lead. Second free throw is good. She goes 2 for 2 from the line, and now she's going to be subbed out, likely for the final 2:27 of this game. Smith passes it out to Lauren Labrum, and she's double teamed now. Good defense by Shimoda. Ellison passes it back to Labrum, and Shimoda is tightly guarding. And the shot by Gehring is no good, and Cromar comes down with the rebound.
Olympus has done a very good job all night long at getting those rebounds because you're already lacking the height advantage.
Johnson tries the reverse layup, didn't have much of a chance. Javery Ellison has the ball. She drives to the paint, lays it up and in. Nice drive from Ellison. And that'll be a turnover by Grace Schwartz as Taylor Smith passes it to Ellison, who passes it into the paint for another layup, this time Lauren Labrum.
Back-to-back good possessions from the Utes, back-to-back layups.
Looks like Joss Baker is getting ready to check back into the game. Cromar has it, and now Johnson. They are pretty much just attempting to drain the clock as Hazen's shot is no good, and a foul is called. And it will be 2 shots. And it looks like Josh Baker and Tallulah Carlton are not actually checking into the game. They are just standing by the scorer's table.
Yeah, pretty weird. You normally see players that go up close by the scoring table and by the center of the court are normally going to check in.
And now it's just Baker who checks in. So interesting substitutions by Coach Hunsaker, but it doesn't really matter as they have a 24-point lead. The second one is good by Hazen. And now Carlton comes in for Hazen. Hazen was fantastic tonight, probably the player of the game for the Titans.
Yeah, especially early on and from the three-point line. Early on, she scored the first 7 points for the Titans, and it was 3 for 4 from deep.
Uintah's passing the ball around very well as we're under a minute left in this one, and that'll be a foul on Eliza Johnson. Kiara Manaya went tumbling to the ground, and it will be an inbounds. No, it won't be an inbounds pass. Both teams are in the bonus. I didn't realize Uintah had 9 fouls. They've been fouling quite a bit in this fourth quarter.
Going back to the Olympus offense and how different it was over really the entire season, it's very good for them to have this type of performance, especially with the back-to-back games, and you're able to get something going.
And it's Brianna Kidiona who's coming into the game for Tallulah Carlton. A messy substitution which leaves both players laughing a little bit. Everything's good for the Titans, and it was a very successful non-region play, preseason play for the Titans. They lost their first 3, but they're going to end with a 5-game winning streak and a 5-3 record.
Yeah, carrying that 5-game win streak is very important, especially when you're going into region play. You begin to perform better against tougher opponents, and that can be very important come playoff time.
But region play, of course, is always much more important than preseason play. You have your region record, and I'm pretty sure that affects the computer rankings, which eventually seed the playoffs more than preseason play does. Kidiona's turnaround jumper is good, and the Titans are up to 62 points, and they have a 26-point lead. Uintah will have one final shot here, and then the Titans will be able to drain the clock. There's 20 seconds left. They try to get it into Emily Bake. That'll be a turnover, and the Titans can run out the clock now. There is no shot clock.
Yeah, overall an excellent game from the Titans. It was expected to be close, and it just really wasn't. Olympus has dominated this entire game.
They put together their best performance of the season. just a complete all-around effort, and I think the biggest thing for the Titans, as there's a steal right there by Uintah. They don't have enough time to put the layup down, but the biggest thing for the Titans is that it wasn't just Josh Baker doing everything. They had a full supporting cast of players, which put points up.
Yeah, and that starts with Claire Hazen, especially, as you said, probably the star of the game for the Titans. She was incredible tonight, and you didn't expect that. You expected it to be Josh Baker, and Josh Baker doing everything on offense, and it's a breath of fresh air for the Titans offense.
So the Olympus Titans will head into winter break with a win, and with that win being a 25-point win. Thank you all for watching another Olympus girls basketball broadcast on OlyTV, and for watching all of our broadcasts in 2024. Uintah won't play until the new year, where they will be on the road at Skyline on the 2nd of January. The Lady Titans will open up region play January the 3rd at West. Our next OlyTV broadcast will be on that same day, as the boys will open up their region play by hosting West. For our entire production crew and Mr. Miller,
I'm Miles Pierce.
and I'm Lucas Pierce. Have a wonderful winter break and happy holidays.